Sorry about that, guys. The stream dropped for a second, but now we're back. Anyway, Soichi got on top of the box. He didn't reach for the cover for the vent grate. It was right then that they heard gunshots from nearby. Reika had also been trying to go up in the box so that she didn't inconvenience Soichi because of the length of the chain. But she was so surprised she lost her balance on top of the box. Reika! Soichi caught her just before she could fall. Thank you, Soichi. Oh, no need to thank me. Soichi held Reika as he got off the box. Just then, there was another gunshot. Came from the hall. Hazuki stuck his head out the door, then turned back towards them. Let's go see what's going on. Yes, that'd be for the best. They couldn't be careless and use the ducts until they knew what was going on in the hall. Just one thing after another here. With Hazuki at the lead, the group returned to the hall they'd come from. The bulls continued in the several minutes it took Soichi's group to return to the hall. And once they got there, they smelled that unpleasant scent they'd experienced the day before. Gunpowder and blood? Soichi got a bad feeling as he peeked from the corner of the hallway into the hall. Nagasawa? And that girl, too! What Soichi saw defied his expectations. There were two people in the hall. One was Nagasawa. Soichi and the group had expected to find him here. And the other one was that girl who chased Soichi and Reika earlier. Nagasawa was lying face down on the floor. He crawled as he tried to reach out to a pistol lying near him. But there were wounds on his body, all over his body, so grave they couldn't reach that far. On the contrary, the girl was almost completely unharmed. She had cuts and scrapes on her cheeks and limbs, but they weren't all that deep. No, wait, sorry, and there were some smaller wounds too, but they weren't grave enough. They didn't seem grave enough to impede her movement. The girl gripped her gun with both hands in order to stop her hands from shaking as she approached Nagasawa. Nagasawa lost? Reika sounded surprised. She was looking in the hall right alongside Soichi. It's hard to believe, but that seems to be the case. The girl kicked away the pistol lying near Nagasawa. When she did, the pistol went far beyond his reach. All Nagasawa had left was his crossbow and knife. Spare me! I'll give you my PDA! Nagasawa's pleas echoed through the hall. He tried to load an arrow into the crossbows, he said that. But his hands were... He was having trouble doing it because of the state of his impatience. He brought suffering to Soichi and Reika several times, but now Soichi can only pity him when he saw him like this. The girl stepped into a position where she could look down on Nagasawa. Then she lowered her pistol. It seemed like she wasn't actively trying to take lives. Though he probably likely didn't have long to live with all those wounds anyway. What's she planning on doing? Depending on the situation, maybe better to stop. But in the end, it didn't, but in the end, the fight didn't end. Eat this! Nagasawa suddenly, swung the knife, even hiding under him. The girl was close to Nagasawa. Knife was what could reach her easily. Nagasawa's target was her bared leg. He plunged the hard, sharp knife into her leg and then killed her. But Nagasawa's knife only cut through the air. Part of it was because Nagasawa's movements had slowed down due to his heavy wounds, but the girl had also predicted it. Immediately afterwards, the girl fired. Her aim was extremely accurate. What? By the time Soichi gasped in surprise, it was already too late. Nagasawa! Nagasawa, who had been getting up in order to use his knife, fell back to the floor again. His back and shoulders then fell on the floor, and finally his head crashed down. An unpleasant splash echoed when that happened. After he bounding on the floor one more time, Nagasawa stopped moving. He's dead? While Soichi was thinking all that, the girl was still glaring at Nagasawa, not letting her guard down, keeping her gun pointed at him. An oppressive silence reigned over the area. No one could say a word. What could they even say in a situation like this? In the end, the girl lowered her gun about a minute after Nagasawa stopped moving. Just then, Hazuki's PDA alarm rang. It was a sign that life had been lost. An unpleasant sound to everyone there. They're children. They're still just children. That boy and that girl. Hazuki stared at the stairwell the girl had gone up as he repeated that to himself. She'd swiftly gone up the stairs after taking Nagasawa's PDA. She hadn't noticed Soichi's group hiding nearby. Right after that, the group ran over to Nagasawa. Just as they all expected, he was dead. Couldn't possibly be alive after taking all those bullets.
この子が長沢君。
This is Nagasawa? Soichi had never met Nagisa had never met Nagasawa and that girl before. But she understood what had happened right in front of her. That was why she couldn't hide her shock. There was a great change from the girl who'd been so cheerful just hours earlier.
あの子震えていたわ。
She was trembling. Reika closed Nagasawa's eyes and stood up.
銃を持つ手が震えていたの。
Her hands were trembling around that gun. She looked at Soichi with a sorrowful glance for a moment. There were tears in the corners of her eyes.
きっと自分が何をしているのか分かってるんだわ。それでもやめられない。妹を何としても助けたいから。
She probably knows what she's doing, but even so, she can't stop because she wants to save her sister no matter what it takes. Just then, several tears streamed down Reika's cheeks. They kept flowing no matter how many poured down, and they fell from her chin onto the floor, one after another. I can't believe Nagasawa. Soichi stood still, holding Reika. Soichi couldn't stop his own knees from trembling after seeing the fight that had gone between them. It was hard for him to tell if he was holding Reika for her sake or to calm himself down. People really can die that easily after all. The warmth in his arms that moment drove that point home even closer. Soichi unconsciously tightened his embrace around Reika. Nagasawa had brought suffering to Soichi and Reika. Two of them just assumed that would continue. But it hadn't happened in reality. The human known as Yuji Nagasawa had stopped moving so simply and so anticlimactically. His body, littered with wounds all over like a rag doll, was bare to the group.
ソイチ、生きて帰ろうね。
Soichi, let's survive this, okay, and go home, okay? Reika said that while trembling, but Soichi couldn't answer her right away. I don't know when Reika and I will die.
ソイチ、
But Soichi changed his train of thought once once her eyes looked into Soichi's. I don't want the light to leave these eyes. Until Reika had closed his eyes, Nagasawa had been staring up into space. Soichi could never accept the same thing happening to Reika. He hugged Reika even harder. they look like a pair of lovers, just as Nagisa had said. I understand, Reika. Yeah. She wrapped her own arms tightly around his back, as if she was clinging to him. Okay, just a quick save here, and here we go. Once they finally found a place they could rest on the 4th floor, one second. They found, after finding a place to rest on the 4th floor, and though they finally got the rest and food they hadn't had a long time, everyone's faces was dark and no one was eating at their food. They would try reaching out for the food only for their hands to stop. This kept happening over and over again. I feel so exhausted. Me too. Oh, when do I plan for the stream to go into? I was thinking 3. Does that work, or do you have to leave earlier than that? So another hour and a half or so. That's what I was thinking. Okay, that works. Alright then. Sounds good. Hazuki and Nagisa said that with no strength in their voice. It wasn't just them. All 4 of them were physically and mentally exhausted. The reason for that was obvious, but no one said it. If they did, it would just make them feel even more down. Even though they didn't say it, they couldn't. That scene kept replaying in their mind. Everyone wanted to forget it, though. Feels like the final day of a camping expedition with your club, huh? You're in the ping pong club, right? That was why when Soichi brought up a casual conversation topic, Rei could play along. Wow, that's surprising. Nagisa's eyes went wide. I figured it'd mean something more hardcore, like soccer.
卓球いいじゃないか。僕も好きだよ。若い頃は仲間内で旅行して温泉に行くと徹夜でやったもんさ。
Nothing wrong with ping pong. I like it too. When I was young, my friends and I would go on trips to hot springs, and we played ping pong there all night long. Hazuki smiled as he remembered his time playing ping pong at hot springs. Bath slippers on his feet, and a towel wrapped around his head, and a racket in his hand. Facing off against his friends with, across from the, ping pong table with massage chairs and vending machines in the background.
また行きたいな。温泉。
I'd like to go to a hot spring again. You'll definitely be able to go again. Let's go there together and play ping pong. Soichi held up the fork in his right hand like a racket and swung it lightly.
そうだな。行こうか、宗一君。
You're right. Let's go, Soichi. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Hazuki gave us a little smile and nodded.
ねえ、ソイチ。私は誘ってもらえないのかしら？
Hey, Soichi, are you planning on inviting me along too? You too?
私も温泉に入りたいわ。
I want to go to a hot spring too. Reika spoke to Soichi in a teasing tone of voice.
それとも男同士じゃないとダメなの？
Or is this a guys only kind of thing? No, it's not like that. Soichi, who hadn't put all that much thought into it, was a little taken aback.
恋人同士なんだから悩むことないんじゃないのかな？
You guys are a couple, so this isn't something you should be worrying over, right?
そうよね。
You got that right. Reika and Nagisa smiled and nodded at each other. You're gonna get her confused again. It was then that Soichi realized that they were making fun of him. They were making fun of him at his expense.
今のところ一番面白い話題だもん。ねえ、レイカちゃん。
That was the most interesting topic of them all. Don't you think so, Reika?
そいつはもっと私の恋人の自覚を持たなきゃダメよ。
Soichi needs to have more awareness that I'm his girlfriend. Hazuki looks a bit confused by these unexpected turn of events for a while, but he finally got a hold of the situation and grinned as he joined in on the
いい
topic.
なあ宗一君は可愛い恋人がいてくれて。
You're so lucky to have such a cute girlfriend, Soichi. Hazuki, not you too. All three of them smiled when they saw the troubled look on Soichi's face. They probably weren't smiling from the bottom of their hearts. But, when he thought of that, it was enough for Soichi. Oh well, I guess it's fine. Let's go peek at the girls' bath together, Hazuki. Soichi also smiled.
あら、そいち。私と一緒に混浴に行くんじゃないのかしら？
My Soichi, you're not planning on going in the mixed bath with me?
レイカちゃん大胆だ。面白そうだから私も行きたいです。
You're so bold, Reika. That sounds fun. I want to go too. And so the four of them gained a little bit of their cheer and finally managed to start eating.
それじゃああとは頼むよ。3、4時間でいい。
I'll leave the rest to you. 3 or 4 hours should be fine.
おやすみなさい。
Good night. With Hazuki in his normal demeanor and Nagisa yawning, two of them headed for the corner of the room. Good night.
ゆっくり休んでくださいね。
Please sleep well. Soichi and Reika remained by the entrance where they'd been eating. Those who were sleeping went to the corner of the room. Those on watch were by the entrance. That was what the four of them had decided just earlier. Soichi and Reika would take the watch while Hazuki and Nagisa were sleeping. They wouldn't need to do this sort of thing if they were in a non-combat area, but this was just an ordinary room. They couldn't afford to be lax. Hazuki and Nagisa rested in the corner of the room while Soichi and Reika kept watch. They then placed blankets that they found ahead of time on themselves. After they'd seen that, Soichi and Reika looked back at the portable stove in front of them. There was a pot on top of the stove, and steam was rising from it. The water was almost boiled, it seemed.
お湯が沸いたらコーヒーを入れるわね。
If we boil some water, we can have some coffee, huh? Wait, sorry, hold on. Once the water boils, I'll pour the coffee. Thank you. You're welcome. The two of them, now they're all alone and they need to talk in loud voices. Two of them were always by each other's sides because of the handcuffs, so talking in a low voice was enough for
と
them.
言ってもインスタントコーヒーなんだけどね。
That said, it's just instant coffee though. That's fine. I think it'll taste better. I think even that'll taste better than those preserved foods we had earlier. All I had to eat was preserved foods and canned food. Not the kind of taste that could satisfy Soichi and
確
Reika.
かにそうね。
That's true. Reika turned off the stove when she confirmed the water was boiled. She then lifted the pot and poured the hot water into cups where they had instant coffee poured in already.
風情も何もあったもんじゃないわ。
Hold on a second. It's nothing special, but once she finished, Reika sighed and returned the pot to the portable stove. She then picked up one cup and handed it to Soichi.
はい、どうぞ。
Here you go. Thank you. Soichi took the cup and drank from it. It's hot.
慌てて飲むからよ。
Because you drank from it right away. Reika smiled at Soichi and then drank from her own cup. No, placed her mouth to her own cup.
やっぱりインスタントはインスタントね。
Well, couldn't expect much from instant. But it tastes better than drinking the real deal alone by yourself. Drinking the real deal all alone by yourself. When Soichi made that comment, Reika's eyes went wide for a second before she smiled.
同感ね。
You and me both there. Reika then placed her mouth to the cup again.
だけど総一、その言い方だと2人で本物を飲むならもっと美味しいのではなくて、
I take it from the way you said that you think that would taste better if the two of us drank the real deal together? Yeah, that too. Soichi also smiled a little.
総一、帰ったらうちに来なさい。
Soichi, come to my place when we get out of here. Huh?
ちゃんとしたコーヒーを飲ませてあげるから。こんなの納得いかないわ。
I'll treat you to some real coffee there. This just doesn't cut it. Reika's face scrunched a little when she put her face away from the cup. It was a childish look that she didn't show all that often. Real coffee? You say? Also, what they were drinking before was instant coffee. He'd had some proper tea when it came to tea. He had some proper tea before, but that wasn't the case with coffee. I'd love to. Are you sure about this? Are you sure about letting someone like me into your room?
どうしてそう思うの？
Why do you think that? Don't your boyfriend or someone get angry?
彼氏？
Boyfriend? Reika then laughed though she heard the funniest thing in the world. The coffee and the cup in her hand shot up as she did, and some of it scattered from the cup.
おっとっといないわよ、彼氏なんて。
Oops. I don't have a boyfriend. You're kidding, but you're so pretty. Soichi couldn't believe it. No matter how he looked at it, she wasn't the kind of woman that a guy could pass on. Especially, Urashiyama was a prime example of that.
総一、私が疑り深いのはお前が一番よく知ってるでしょ。
Soichi, you know better than anyone else that I'm not exactly the trusting type, right? Reika chuckled.
美しいとか可愛いなんて言葉を連呼して近づいてくる男を私が簡単に信じると思う？
You think I just simply believe guys who call me stuff like beautiful and cute, one after another? Reika then looked at Soichi. Wait, no, hold on a second. Yeah, Reika looked at Soichi, yeah. Her eyes were gentle and peaceful. There was also a hint of mischief mixed in among them.
そんな男、絶対に私より美人の子が現れたらそっちが良くなるに決まってるんだから。
Those kind of guys would obviously go for some other... If they're... No, if someone prettier than me appeared, those kind of guys would obviously go for them instead of me. I'm sure there's someone sincere amongst those kind of people. Though, maybe they were drawn by your looks first.
今は私もそう思う。でもね、総一、私は結局臆病なのよ。心の底から誰かを信じるのって難しいわ。
Right now, I think so too. But you see, Soichi, I'm quite the coward. I find it difficult to trust someone from the bottom of my heart. Afraid of being betrayed and not wanting to be all alone again, she didn't accept anyone. She had no guarantee that the people in front of wait, hold on, sorry. She had no guarantee that the person in front of her would leave her alone, or would like abandon her. That was why she didn't accept anyone from the beginning, so she didn't get hurt. I guess you're the one who has to fall in, I guess you're the one who has to fall in love instead, huh?
結果的にはそうなるのかもしれないわね。
Looks that way in the end. That's a pretty high hurdle, I'd say. Is there no one like that right now? Soichi, oh, sorry. Reika stared at Soichi's face for some reason at that moment. Is he being serious? It seemed her thoughts got through to Soichi.
いるわよ。
There
い
is.
るけど。
There is, but... Reika closed her eyes. What's up with her? She looks like she's hesitating or she's thinking about something. What's he like?
そうね。
Let me think. Reika hesitated for a moment, then looked up. There was no hesitation to be found in her expression right now. And her eyes contain the strong resolution behind them.
教えてあげてもいいけど、いろいろ説明するの面倒だし。
I could tell you. It would be a pain to explain everything. Reika?
そうだね、こうしましょう。そいち、ちょっとこっちへ。
Alright, let's go with this. Soichi, come over here. Reika gave a little smile and beckoned Soichi over. What is it? Soichi did as he was told and brought his face closer to Reiko without any hesitation. Just then, Reika wrapped her arms around Soichi's head and kissed him on the lips. Hmm? What? Soichi's body froze up. Shocked by the sudden event, he couldn't move an inch. Reika's face was right in front of him. When Soichi looked into her most eyes, she shut them out of embarrassment. And then she deepened the kiss. And from it contained both the scent of coffee and her own scent. The kiss continued on for a little while. By the time Soichi realized he'd forgotten to breathe, Reiko slowly moved her face away from Soichi. Right after they parted, the two of them kissed again.
わかった。
You get it now? It was now of all times that Reika's face was flushed. She didn't look directly at Soichi. Her eyes kept floating here and there. Huh? Huh? What? That wasn't all that confused Soichi. His mind and heart had overheated, and he couldn't think straight at all.
だからそいち、心配せずにおいでなさい。最高のコーヒーを用意して待っていてあげるから。
Believe it or not, this is not where the H scene happens in the PC version. Hold on one second. Okay, continuing now. So you don't have to worry about a thing, Soichi. Because I'll be waiting to give you the best coffee you've ever had. Reika smiled with a flush with red cheeks. She seemed happy, embarrassed, pleased, and yet a little bit nervous. A whirlpool of emotions were mixed into there. was why Soichi would likely never forget her smile.
ごめんソイチ、少し強引すぎたわね。
I'm sorry, Soichi. I was a little too forceful there, wasn't I? No, not at all. The two of them calmed down about an hour after their kiss.
ただ私たちには時間がないかもしれないから、私がお前を誰よりも信じているんだってことを今のうちに分かってもらえたらいいと思ったの。
Just that we might not have much time left. So I wanted you to know that I trusted you more than anyone else while we still had the chance. Reika. Soichi had also regained his former composure. At first he'd been so surprised. Hold on a second. At first he'd been surprised, but he also been especially happy to hear that from Reika.
何度も襲ってきたあの男はいずれまたやってくるだろうし、そしてあの女の子も何とかしてあげなきゃならない。
The guy who attacked us over and over again might come for us again. And we also have to do something about that girl.
私たちが無事でいられる保証はどこにもないから。
There's no guarantee we'll get out of this safely. Reika had a sad look in her eyes. But she kept her smile up even through all that, a look of accomplishment on her. If we could just get these handcuffs off, then... Soichi glared at the handcuffs. If we could get the handcuffs off, then Reika's chance of survival would soar astronomically. If she could move freely, then maybe they could, talk a lot easier with that girl.
それはダメよソイチ。
Can't be like that, Soichi. But Reika shook her head. They'd had this argument several times already.
いくらお前の意見でもそれだけは許さない。
I know how you feel, but I can't let that happen.
違うわね。
No, that's not it. Reika shook her head again.
お前だからそれは許さない。絶対。
I won't let that happen because it's you. Absolutely not. Well, at this rate, we'll both die.
そこまで。
Stop right there. Reika put her hand over Soichi's mouth and stopped him from talking.
レイカさん、俺は一人で帰っただけじゃダメだって。そう言ったのはお前でしょ。
Reika, going home alone didn't turn out good for me. You said that, didn't you? Reika then looked right into Soichi's eyes. That's...
だからソイチ、少しぐらいは葉月さんや渚さんにも頼って守ってもらったっていいのよ。
So rely on Hazuki and Nagisa for a bit. You can let them protect you, right?
お前が一番年下なんだもの。誰も責めやしない。そうする権利はある。
You're the youngest one here, so no one will blame you. You have that right. At the end, Reika gently embraced Soichi.
そして私にも頼って。私は一人で帰るのは嫌よ、ソイチ。
Also, rely on me too. I don't want to go home alone, Soichi. Alright. Soichi finally nodded. Reika's face filled with relief when she saw that. Reika then began to laugh right after she continued embracing Soichi. Reika?
おかしくて私を困らせているのはいつだってお前
This is hilarious. You're always the one giving me trouble.
最初はお荷物だって思ってて次は殺されるかもって思っててやっと仲間だって思えるようになったら今度はお前の命の心配
At first I thought of you as dead weight, and then I thought you might kill me. And now that I finally thought of you as an ally, it's your own life that I'm worrying about. Reika gave Soichi a tight squeeze and looked up.
結局この何日かは私はお前のことだけ考えてるお前のことしか見てないのよ
In the end, you're all I've been able to think about these last few days. You're the only one I can look at. Reika continued to laugh.
わかるソイチ私はこんなに単純な女なの
Understand now, Soichi? This is just how simple a woman I am.
だから生きて一緒に帰りましょうそうでないと私はお前のことを一生考えてなきゃいけなくなる
So let's survive and go home together, alright? If you don't, I'll have to think about you for the rest of my life. He remembered when he let go of her hand. The regret he'd felt when only he went back alive. The pain he'd felt in the days following. Reika's body began to shake when she thought of that.
私を好きになってくれなくてもいいわでも必ず一緒に帰って
You don't have to fall in love with me. But we must leave together. Reika.
帰ってコーヒー飲みに来てそれだけで構わないから
Let's leave together and come to my house to drink some coffee. That's all that I ask for. Soichi didn't notice that Reika was trembling in his arms. Reika's serious about this. She's serious about wanting me to survive this and go home with her. Soichi felt a wellspring of emotion from that sense of... from how... bleh. Soichi felt this wellspring of emotion in him from the sense of that. Someone needs me. He started to cry.
できる
Can you promise that? Reika, what do you prefer? Cakes or sweets? Soichi's answer was a completely different question altogether. And as he said that, Soichi wiped his tears. Huh? Reika shot Soichi a concerned look, confused by his question. I'm talking about for when we have coffee. Just coffee sounds kind of lonely, don't you think? I'll buy it, so which would you prefer? But Soichi's words were blocked off again. It was Reika's second kiss that kept him from speaking anymore. Alright. Saving. We're still good to go for about another hour, so I'm going to continue. Normally this would probably be the point where I'd end the stream, but since I'm going for another hour. Second. Okay. Ready to go. The four of them began moving a little time after the third floor became a forbidden area. Alright, so they began to move shortly after the third floor became a forbidden area. It became a forbidden area at 7 a.m. in the morning. Wait, 7 a.m. in the morning is kind of redundant. Never mind. Since they'd gone up to the fourth floor before dawn, that was happened while they were still resting. They ended their break around 9.
どうにも悪循環だね。侵入禁止のルールに追い立てられて落ち着いてる暇もない。
This is quite a vicious cycle. We have no time to rest because of the forbidden area rule. And it is quite a pain. Soichi and Hazuki brought the boxes stacked up in the room into the center. These boxes were notably heavy compared to the others. They'd hurt their backs if they weren't careful enough. Especially Hazuki.
ソイチ、下ろすときに指を挟まないように気をつけて。
Soichi, be careful not to get your fingers squashed when you lower them. Naturally, Reiko's by Soichi's side. She was helping them with the boxes as well. Thank you. Hazuki, let's lower it.
1、2の3。
Okay. 1, 2, 3. With Hazuki's countdown, they lowered the box onto the floor. They heard what sounded like metal objects colliding with each other from within the box.
さて、何か役に立つものが入っていてくれればいいが。
I hope we'll find something useful in here. Hazuki took off the lid.
そんなこと言ってさっきは空っぽだったよね。
You say that, but they've all been empty, right? Nagisa giggled, showing no tension whatsoever. Destroying whatever tension there was in the room. The lid on the box was removed.
ソイチ、これって。
Soichi, this is... Yeah. They looked in the box and saw a bunch of dangerous weapons.
道理で重かったはずだ。
I figured as much. That's why it was so heavy. Hazuki gulped. Inside the box were weapons that would make short work of any of the weapons that Soichi's group had with them up till now. Starting from pistols of larger calibers, there are also automatic pistols of the same caliber as the ones they had, and even a submachine gun. There are also swords inside, clearly with a higher potential for killing than any knives I've seen. That was why the box was as heavy as a person. Think we could remove the handcuffs of these? Soichi picked up the large high caliber revolver of trembling hands. About your comments, Ravis, I will neither confirm them nor deny them at this time. It'll be fun to find out for yourself, I'd say. Well, either way, even if there is said route, keep in mind this isn't the H version, so there wouldn't be any kind of content as the kind that was so controversial in that version of the game. Like, they would not literally be not legally allowed to have that. Anyway, from the heavyweight, you can imagine it was on a whole different level of power than the revolver they have till now. Is this what they call a magnum? Soichi held it in both hands and stared at it. At this point, he no longer doubted if it was real or not. He believed all of them were real without a doubt. No, don't. In response to Soichi's words, Reika grabbed his right hand. Her expression was serious. Why is that always the first thing that comes to your mind? Did you forget our promise? Reika's grip was so strong that Soichi dropped the gun. The gun fell on top of the pile of other weapons.
焦る気持ちはわかるが、僕もそう願いたいね。
I understand why you're so frantic, but I'd like to ask the same. Hazuki picked up the gun that Soichi had dropped with a wry smile.
とはいえ、僕はこいつではダメだと思うよ。
That said, I don't think you can get the job done with this. Why is that?
ここがまだ4階だからさ。
Because it's still the 4th floor. Hazuki sighed. Soichi then understood. The handcuffs won't be that easy to get off. That's what you're saying, huh?
試してみるかい、宗一君。
Want to test it, Soichi? Hazuki said then, and pointing the grip of the pistol towards Soichi, but... Please, enough joking. It was Reika who took the gun instead of Soichi. Shin glared at Hazuki. There's no point in the child shooting at a child sort of thing, right?
すまん、そうだったな。
Oh, no, sorry, I think I got that wrong. Yep, no, wait, never mind, I got it. Sorry, you're right. Hazuki frantically bowed his head at Reika's comment.
ずっとここに入れられて、僕も少しおかしくなっているのかもしれないな。
I might be going a little crazy myself after being here all this time. Hazuki shamefully scratched his head. Get a grip. Please get a grip, Hazuki. Reika was quite serious. That child. Reika said that Soichi could just all you could do was stare off.
そうよ、子供よ。
That's right, a child. Sorry, 1 second. Be right back. Okay, back. Continuing. Reika's sharp ears picked up what Soichi said, and she glared at him this time.
変なヒーロー願望がある子供。人にはいろいろ言うくせに、自分だけは勝手なことをやってしまう厄介な子供よ。
You're a child with bizarre heroic ambitions. Even though you say there's different kinds of people, you're a troubling child who just does whatever he wants. Reika lightly tapped Soichi on the chest as she said that.
今のお前と最初の私、どこに違いがあるっていうのよ。人の都合を考えないで自分の都合ばっかりで。
What difference is there between you as you are now and me at the beginning of all this? You just do things for your own convenience without thinking about anyone else. She did it again.
図体ばっかり大きくなってないで、少しは大人になりなさい。そして、もっと子供らしく、私たち大人に頼りなさい。
Stop trying to act older than you are and just, stop trying to outstretch yourself and just grow up for once. And rely on us adults and be more like a child that way. Like an adult, but you're only a year older than me, Reika. Soichi was a senior in high school. Reika was a freshman in college. There was only a single year's difference between them.
それが何？
So what? But Reika just glared Soichi as if she was saying, so what? Nothing. It was pointless for Soichi to resist Reika's force. He'd always been weak to pressure as it was. And Reika was right anyway. I'm panicking? I'm rushing this? Soichi began to think that.
ソイチ、
A low voice.
せめて私には甘えなさい。コーヒー飲みに来るんでしょ。
At least let me take care of you. You're going to my house to drink coffee, right? Yes. Reika then wrapped her left hand around... No, sorry. Reika then wrapped both her hands around Soichi's left. Her supple fingers wrapped around Soichi's own.
ならよし。
All good then. Reika then finally regained her cheer.
結局すぐに役に立ちそうなのはそれだけだったか。
And yeah, this is the only thing that's useful right away, huh? Hazuki took out a plastic box from within the small plastic box from within the box. One of those boxes that could add functions to a PDA. It was being installed into Nagita's PDA right now. The reason they installed onto hers was because Soichi's was broken. Once Soichi's PDA was broken, drove home the risk of having the PDA break, so they decided to split them up. And if they did, it didn't break, and they'll put them all the functions in a single one. If it broke or the battery ran out, then they couldn't use the functions at all. It appears to be a map enhancement. What do you think that means?
すぐにわかるわよ。
We'll find out soon enough.
終わったみたいです。
Looks like it's done. Nagisa said that she pulled the box out of the PDA. She held the PDA out to Soichi.
お願い、宗一くん。私こういうの苦手。
Please take care of this, Soichi. I'm not good with this kind of stuff. Nagisa smiled apologetically. Alright. Soichi took it and looked at the PDA screen.
どう？
How does it look? Reika looked at it together with him. Please wait a little bit. I'm bringing up the map now. Here we go. Once Soichi opened the map, he saw many different words they hadn't seen until now. So that's what they meant by enhancement? It seemed to add room names to the map. There were simple ones like Storehouse 1, Storehouse 2. And there was even one describing the generator facility and the security center. It also listed which stairwells and elevators were usable and which were not usable. Oh. What's more important to Soichi more than anything else that was listed a non-combat area. Soichi tapped on the non-combat area letters in excitement, and a small window popped up, containing an explanation of what was in the room. Ventilation, shower room, bedroom, and a lounge. It was the same as the non-combat area that Soichi had been in before. This is really useful. It adds detailed explanations to the map. It tells us where everything is. Soichi excitedly explained the three after he finished checking.
ってことは、戦闘禁止エリアに直行ってこともできるわけだな。
Which means we can head straight for the non-combat area? Yep. Everyone brightened up at that news. It was just then that Hazuki's PDA beeped. At this point, Urashiyama hadn't made any wrong moves. He understood all too well now what kind of situation he was in. So he hadn't let his guard down this whole time. And he hadn't tried to pull any stupid stunts like when he tried to reach for Reika just because she was a younger woman than him. The reason he approached the girl when he finally found her was to fulfill his collar condition. Simple as that.
おい君、ちょっと待ってくれんか。
Hey you, could you wait a minute?
誰？
Who's there? The girl turned around in Rushiyama's voice. Rushiyama stopped when he saw that. He would gain nothing if he scared her off or made her run away from him. Rushiyama was being extremely cautious now.
そばに行ってもいいだろうか。俺の首輪を外すために必要なことなんだ。
Can I pass by you? I need to do it in order to remove my collar.
いいよ。そうしてくれると私も助かる。
Sure, that'll help me out too.
あ、そうか。
I see. Rushiyama felt greatly relieved. Rushiyama couldn't stop himself from smiling. Now I can remove my collar. I can finally get rid of this damn collar. Goda had abandoned him, and then, they'd been chased around by Tezuka and Nagasawa for the last 2 days. That would all end here. Once he got his collar off, he could head downstairs and just wait for the time limit to run out. Rushiyama's relief and sense of accomplishment was unimaginable. He practically danced in his step as he walked towards the girl. I'm lucky. It took me a long time to find her, but it doesn't look like this last girl is going to attack. Now it'll all be over. That was why he was deeply surprised when the girl pulled out a gun emotionlessly. Even when she pointed straight at him, he still couldn't believe it. She slowed her pace down and she walked towards Rushiyama, and she just grew closer and closer to him, and then it was all over in the blink of an eye.
ありがとう、おじさん。本当に助かるわ。
Thank you, mister. You really did help me out. Up until until his very last moment, Rushiyama couldn't understand that he'd been shot by the girl.
7と。こっちは2か。
The 7, and this one's the 2, huh? Karin took out the PDAs from that Rushiyama was holding on to and put them in their own sports bag.
これで4枚。お姉ちゃん、すぐにお金を持って帰るからね。
This makes 4. Karin, your sister will be home soon with the money. There were 3 PDAs in the bag. There was her own and 2 others. And with the 2 that Rushiyama had been holding on to, that made 5 PDAs in total. She laughed as she looked at them.
簡単よ。思ったより簡単だわ。助けてやれる。私あの子カレンを助けてやれるわ。
This is easy. This is easier than I thought. I can save her. I can save her. I can save Karen. She then closed her bag and stood up. She turned her back, showing no interest in Uchiyama's corpse whatsoever.
あと1台。いや、2台。あの2人にしよう。手錠をしてた2人。それで全部終わりよ。カレン、待っててカレン。
Just need one more. No, two more. I'll go for those two next. Those handcuffed pair. That handcuffed pair. And then it will all be over. Karen. Wait for me, Karen. She left Rushion behind and had disappeared down the hallway. Saving. One second. Okay, here I go. With only eight survivors left, Soichi's group decided to head straight for the 6th floor in order to secure a safe spot for themselves. Thanks to a new function on Nagis's PDA, now, part of the reason they came to that decision was because the new function on Nagis's PDA allowed them to head straight for the non-combat area in the 6th floor. I wonder who died. Right now, Soichi's group had 4 people on it. There were 4 others still alive. There are more people than the 4 that they met, so someone other than Nagasawa had certainly died.
話ができる相手が残っていてくれればいいが、この状況だとな。
I hope it's someone reasonable still that left behind. It would be nice if the ones who sought combat had killed each other. But thinking about it normally, they couldn't imagine they'd put themselves in that sort of risk. It's much more safer to assume that someone had been killed trying to escape. Hope Goda and the others are alright.
6階の戦闘禁止エリアできっと会えるわ。6階上がったらそこを目指すしかないんだもん。
I'm sure we'll see him again at the 6th floor non-combat area. All we have to do is go up to the 6th floor and head there. That was why they were heading for the. That was why they were heading for there after all. Because if there were those who didn't wish to fight, they'd most certainly be heading for the non-combat area. That was what the group thought.
みんな、ここからは静かに行こう。もう上への階段は近い。誰かがまた先回りしているとも限らないし。
Alright, sorry. Let's be quiet from now on, guys. The stairwell upstairs is close. We don't know if someone might be waiting there in ambush. Alright.
すみません葉月さん
Sorry, Hazuki.
は
Okay. So the group carefully approached the 5th floor stairwell.
階段だけはどうしても緊張するね。
Even a simple stairwell is nerve-wracking. Hazuki wiped his brow once he got up the stairs. Yeah. Wasn't that good? There's no one here this time either. There was no one here this time. The group had safely made up to the 5th floor. There was no ambush waiting for them like they'd feared. The floor was just quiet. Was that really true? Though Hazuki nodded back, but Soichi was still worried deep down. There had been a knife on the 2nd floor. On the 3rd floor had been a pistol. On the 4th floor had been submachine guns. The weapons were gradually escalating. No one would wait for them on the 5th and 6th floors. Anyone with a good brain on them would head straight for the 6th floor and get weapons, wouldn't they? Soichi bit his lip. He couldn't be too optimistic about this. Just then, Reika's hand tightened around Soichi's. They'd been doing that as a sign whenever one of them wanted to speak to the other. But when Soichi silently turned to her, looked at her, she just shook her head. Reika? She smiled at no, she gave Soichi a kind look. It'll be okay. That's what her eyes seemed to be telling him. You're right. Soichi calmed down and looked around the 5th floor hall. It's quiet. There were 4 others left aside from them. Since there were just that many people left on the 5th and 6th floors in a building as big as this, it was risky to make a sound in this situation. Huh? Oh, sorry, it'd be easy to hear sound. Huh? Isn't that strange? It was then that Soichi noticed it. Once the number of people started going down, then the rate of encounters of people fighting each other should also decrease. And even if that weren't the case, this building was huge. If they could obtain weapons, then maybe they could obtain something that would help them find others.
どうしたのソイチ
What's wrong, Soichi? Reika looked at Soichi with concern when he fell silent. It's strange.
不思議何が
Strange? What is? How are the people who put us here planning to make us fight? The gunshot came first. A bullet came heading towards the handcuffs that Soichi and Reika. It ended up hitting the ring right around Soichi's wrist. Since it had been but since it hit at a bad angle, it just knocked off a piece of the hand of the ring and flew off somewhere. What? Even so, Soichi and Reika were shocked at being attacked, and their arms shook. No, sorry, I read that wrong. Even so, the bullets of the handcuff had sent shockwaves through them, and so Soichi and Reika's arms shook heavily. Sorry, I misread that. In surprise, they nearly lost their balance, but they managed to stay still by holding on to each other.
どうしたんだ二人とも
What's wrong, you two? I don't know, someone just shot our handcuffs. Just when Soichi was telling Hazuki that, Nagisa grabbed Soichi by his coat.
宗一君、あそこに誰かいる。大きな銃でこっちを狙ってる。
Soichi, there's someone over there. They're aiming at us with a huge gun. Nagisa was speaking unusually fast. Being shot at? Soichi frantically looked at the direction Nagisa was pointing. When Soichi looked to check who it was, he saw that person was the gleam of the large high caliber rifle they were carrying. It's him! It was that man who had attacked Soichi and Reika several times up till now.
なるほど。ライフルってのは扱いが難しいね。
I see now. So it's difficult to handle rifles, is it? Yoshimitsu Tezuka nodded as he readied his next shot.
拳銃なんかとは比べ物にならないぐらい狙いは正確になるわ。これは俺の腕が悪いんだね。
Their aim is more accurate. His world's more accurate than a pistol. Maybe it's just my skills that aren't up to par. He then aimed the sights of the rifle at them. Just then he stopped moving. Then, after waiting 10 seconds, he fired his third shot from the rifle.
また外れか。一発目が一番近かったな。これは俺の腕ばっかりじゃない。
I missed again, huh? The first shot was the closest. I see. So it's just not my skill that's the problem. Tezuka pulled back the rifle as he tapped the sight a little.
ああ、こいつが少しずれてやがる。だからいつも左に曲がっていくんだ。
This thing's a little off. This thing's a little off. That's why he keeps heading to the left. Hold on a second. Strictly speaking, couldn't strictly say if it was an issue with the rifling or something else, but it was a fact that his shots were veering off more to the left than he was aiming. That was why his shot had veered off a little more to the right when he aimed at the handcuffed pair.
何十メートルも先だからな。これだけでもかなりのズレになるんだろうな。
Because they're a couple dozen meters up ahead. That's probably why the sight's so off. Tezuka pulled the trigger. Put his finger on the trigger. But he checked the sight again, stopped, and then let go of the trigger.
気づくのも逃げるのも早かったな。のんびりした奴らばかりに見えたもんな。
They got away, huh? They ran away quicker than I could notice. They just look like a happy-go-lucky pair to me, but... Tezuka smiled wryly and tapped the barrel of the rifle.
ま、こんなちまちました攻撃は俺には向かねえってことさ。
Well... Well, looks like I'm just not suited for these kinds of attacks. Again, threw away the rifle. The rifle still had bullets in it and can be still be used, but he threw away without a second thought. He had no regrets.
この方が俺らしくっていい。
This is more like me, on the other hand. To replace the rifle, Tezuka took out 2 submachine guns and carried them in both hands.
質より量。それが若さってもんよ。
Quantity over quality. That's what it means to be young. Tezuka then began chasing him down the hallway they'd run. He's chasing us?
わからないが、距離があるうちに早く逃げよう、レイカさん。
I don't know, but we need to get away from him while we still have distance between us, Reika. As Reika slowed down and checked behind her, Hazuki passed right by her, wiping the sweat off his brow. No, just his forehead damp with sweat. Sorry. Oh. Reika faced straight and looked at
ごめん、
Soichi.
スイッチ。行こ
Sorry, Soichi, let's go. Okay. They took each other's hands and started running.
渚さん、戦闘禁止エリアがあるって言ってたけど、ここからどれくらいなんだい？
Nice, so you said there was a non-combat area, but how far is it from here?
この先の通路を曲がって突き当たりにある扉を抜けて大きな部屋を通り抜けた先。
You turn at the hallway up ahead, go through the door at the end, then pass right through a big room, and it's right there. Nagisa answered, she looked at the PDA. She gripped the PDA with both hands, and was operating it with, untrained fingers.
年寄りには答えるね。みんな、そこまでなんとか逃げ切るぞ。
A hard task on someone's older's eye. Everyone, let's run away to there. Right. Right. Before them head for the non-combat area. Hold on a second, I want to check something quick. Okay, to those watching, basically, you have two choices right now. You either have, I can either end it here, or there's an extra long scene that'll go past 3 o'clock, and I'm not sure when it will end here. So you can either have me stop it now, or risk going past 3 p.m. It might, I don't know how long the scene will take, but it's longer than usual. So I just want to check with you guys first. Could be up to half an hour, could be longer. I'm not sure. Anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes, I guess. Yes, I can stop now. Would you prefer if I stop now and save for next time? Alright then, I guess we'll stop now. So, yeah, that's it for this time. The numbers are going down fast, and there are a lot more challenges up ahead, but at least they're still in the group right now, and there's still a lot of danger up ahead. When you guys think you'll be available next? I was thinking of holding the next stream like midday tomorrow, but it depends on what I'd like you guys to be there if you can, so I'm trying to work my schedule around that. For the record, that'd be like sometime. I was thinking like sometime around 1 to 2 p.m. tomorrow. That was my thought. Okay. Works for you. Ah, okay, then I guess it won't work out. What time works for you then? I could do it tomorrow night if that works too, but... I'll just end the stream here and we can continue on the chat. Until next time, everyone.